The spotlight feels too heavy for a boy who has never owned a pair of proper shoes. He walks onto the stage, barefoot, his shirt patched 3 times over, carrying not just himself, but his entire family's hope. The crowd shifts, whispers ripple. Is he ready? The judges look at him curiously. One leans forward, almost concerned. His hands tremble as he grips the microphone, remembering the nights he sang to the rhythm of crashing waves, his lullabies not from speakers, but from the ocean breeze sneaking through their broken roof. "Tell us your name," a judge asks. The boy smiles faintly. "Miguel." There's silence. A silence so fragile, you could hear the air breathe. When the music begins, those first iconic chords of Hotel California, something divine stirs. His voice, cracked with hunger yet soaked in soul, soars above doubt. It isn't just a song, it's a prayer, a confession, a cry from generations who endured poverty yet never lost dignity. Tears flood the audience before the chorus even arrives. Judges glance at each other, already undone. And then Miguel closes his eyes, as if singing not to win, but to heal. The backstory, a mother's sacrifice. Behind that song lives a story the crowd can't see. Miguel's mother, a widow, sold fruits by the roadside under punishing heat. Every coin she earned went not to her hunger, but to a battered second-hand guitar, so Miguel could dream beyond survival. "Promise me," she would whisper, "when you sing, don't just chase applause. Sing so someone's broken heart can breathe again." Miguel never forgot. Nights when food was just rice and salt, he played that guitar, imagining stages he'd never seen. The world mocked him, neighbors chuckled at the barefoot singer who sang songs too big for his voice. But his mother believed. And so, when the audition came, Miguel borrowed money for the bus fare, walked 5 miles barefoot from the station, and stood trembling in front of strangers with lights brighter than the sun. What they didn't know was this: he wasn't here for fame. He was here to honor the woman who had given everything. So as his voice cracked with pain, the judges weren't just hearing a boy. They were hearing the echo of a mother's sacrifice, wrapping the room in invisible arms, the break, from laughter to silence. At first, some in the crowd smirked. A barefoot boy singing an American classic. Surely this was novelty, not talent. But when Miguel reached the second verse, the laughter died. His tone deepened, mature, aching, like a man twice his age. Each lyric carried the weight of long walks to fetch water, of lullabies sung by candlelight, of nights when he cried quietly so his siblings wouldn't hear. The judge's eyes glistened. One covered her mouth. Another whispered, "This is not just a song." In that moment, the audience forgot the boy's clothes, his bare feet, his trembling hands. All they saw was truth. Raw, unpolished, undeniable truth. When Miguel sang, "You can check out any time you like, but you can never leave," the room broke. A father in the crowd pulled his son close. A mother wiped tears, remembering her own sacrifices. Strangers clutched their chests. By the time the last note faded, the arena was frozen. No one moved. No one breathed. And then, an eruption of applause, thunderous, like waves crashing against the shore. And still, Miguel only bowed his head. Humble. Silent. As if the song had come through him, not from him. The twist, the golden buzzer. The judges huddled, overwhelmed. One reached for the mic, voice breaking. "Miguel, that wasn't just singing. That was grace." The boy's lips trembled. He whispered, I sang it for my mother. She told me, music could make pain beautiful. At that, the room erupted again. Tears ran freely across faces young and old. Then it happened. A judge slammed the golden buzzer. Confetti rained like 1,000 falling stars. Miguel's knees buckled. He pressed his hands to his face, crying, not from victory, but from memory. He saw his mother's tired smile, the guitar she sacrificed for, the nights she went hungry so he could dream. The host rushed over, holding him as the audience stood to their feet. Every single person knew, they weren't just witnessing a performance. They were witnessing a boy's promise to his mother fulfilled, live, before the world. And yet, the most powerful moment was still to come. The revelation, a voice from the crowd. As the golden confetti fell, a woman in the audience clutched her chest. Her eyes widened. She pushed past rows of stunned spectators until she reached the stage barrier. It was Miguel's mother. She had sold every basket of fruit that morning, just to afford a ticket. She didn't tell her son. She wanted to surprise him, even if she had to stand in the back, unseen. When Miguel spotted her, he froze. His face crumbled, tears gushed, and suddenly this golden moment was not about music, nor fame, nor winning. It was about reunion. About love. The crowd erupted louder than ever as Miguel ran, barefoot, off the stage and into her arms. She held him tight, whispering through sobs, "You kept your promise. You healed them. You healed me." The cameras caught it all, mother and son, clinging to each other as if time itself had stopped. The audience wasn't just watching a talent show anymore. They were witnessing the raw, unshakable power of family. Weeks later, Miguel stood on the grand finals stage. This time, he wore shoes, a gift from the judges. But he still carried that old, cracked guitar. He refused to let go of his roots. The world now knew his story, the barefoot boy who turned pain into poetry, who carried his mother's love into every lyric. When he sang again, the crowd didn't just cheer. They felt connected, to each other, to their parents, to their children. For a moment, borders, wealth, and status dissolved. All that remained was humanity. Miguel didn't just win the competition. He ignited something deeper. Fans wrote letters saying his voice gave them courage to keep going. Families reconciled. Strangers forgave. Hearts softened. And through it all, Miguel remained humble. When asked what his greatest victory was, he smiled gently, "Not the stage. Not the trophy. My victory is seeing my mother's tears of joy, after so many years of tears in silence." And so the story of the barefoot boy became a living reminder, that kindness, sacrifice, and love can turn even the poorest song into a hymn for the whole world.